While Plymouth White Marsh High School offers one of the highest numbers of advanced placement courses in the county for high-achieving students and has innovative courses and after-school remedial programs for students who need extra help, a program called AVID, or Advancement via Individual Determination, targets the students in the academic middle and is playing a large role in transforming the middle school and high school experience for all students in the Colonial School District.
I would describe AVID as challenging.
Determination.
Family.
Influential.
Probably life-changing.
It's kind of hard explaining it in one word. I kind of see it as like just a third parent.
Motivating.
Lifesaver.
Thought-provoking.
Wonderful.
At the beginning of the school year, students committed to the AVID program by signing a contract along with their family members at a special dinner.
Oh yeah, we have our SAT prep till October 18th. Yeah, no, you said it? Yeah. It's free.
By signing a contract to pursue academic excellence through the AVID program, the students took ownership of their learning, and the activity emphasized the fact that AVID, or Advancement via Individual Determination, puts the responsibility to achieve directly on the students.
I always had good grades, but AVID pushes me more to keep the A, and it just makes me set better goals for myself. Cause I'm also an athlete, so I have to keep my grades up to be able to do sports. So it just it helps me balance my time and kind of organize and just be ready.
AVID is unique because it is school-driven. It is certainly provides some excellent guidelines as to what the schools should be doing and direction, but it also doesn't force schools into taking particular activities or force them into spending money in certain areas, and that's it. So it's flexible, it can meet the students' needs, and it also has the guidelines of making sure that the students are driving much of that. And so that's really key to this program. It's not just presenting something to the students, it's making sure that they are driven as well, which is really part of the name and part of what they're about.
AVID started as an elective class for selected students at the middle and high school during the 2007-2008 school year. While AVID is a nationwide initiative, Colonial School District is the only district in Pennsylvania to adopt the program. AVID focuses on giving students in the B to C range the tools that they need to be more successful in the classroom and prepare for college. In class, AVID students learn the hidden curriculum, how to study and how to take better notes, how to benefit from being more involved and attentive in class, and how to manage their time. Interactive classroom lessons and activities get the students more involved and engaged in the topic and offers a supportive atmosphere for students to express their opinions.
Gets you to be more involved with your class. It creates deeper thought, and it gets you to be really open-minded about other people.
From a teacher standpoint, the AVID program encourages all lessons to involve the elements of WICR, which stands for Writing, Inquiry, Collaboration, and Reading. By fostering good communication skills, critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration, the WICR approach develops lessons that include 21st century skills, or skills that go beyond the course content and can be used in other classes.
Does it have a full story of him?
Yeah, we got it from here. Short and
Okay, put the link to that website in the PowerPoint.
Okay.
In Miss Miller's 9th grade AVID class, the students worked on community service projects in small groups. The collaborative projects required each group to create a presentation that would encourage other people to support their cause. While not tied to one specific subject area, AVID provides the students with skills that they can use to be more successful in all of their courses. The community service project is a good example of WICR in the classroom. For the lesson, the students had to write persuasive arguments, inquire about their subject, collaborate to create a presentation, and read a lot of information through researching their subject. The lessons give AVID students a chance to develop 21st century skills such as creativity, initiative, critical thinking, collaboration, and good communication skills. The Community Service Project is also appropriate for the AVID classroom because AVID students are also learning about community, particularly as they prepare for college.
The whole point of AVID is like getting out in the community and being a part of the community and college. So obviously the community service project helps us get in the community more and relate with the community.
In addition to learning 21st century skills in classroom lessons, the AVID students also benefit from tutorial days, when education majors from area colleges visit the AVID classes to help students with any questions about the material they're learning in their other courses.
I like AVID because it gives you extra time to do your work, and you get more individual attention when you're like a regular class. Because when you're in a regular class, it's just kind of like talking to the whole class at once. But like with the tutorials and stuff, they have like individual attention.
Because one of the basic tenets of AVID is inquiry, the AVID students prepare for tutorial days by writing higher-level questions they would like answered. Rather than simply reteaching the material, the tutors then ask the students questions to guide their thinking and allow the students to discover the answers themselves.
Do you know why it's D?
Yeah.
Why is it D?
You multiply them together and you add.
So what do you have to add? Maybe you need to figure that out.
They don't like ever come out and like give us the answer, so like it's real cool. So like you really do think about it, and like sometimes it can be annoying if they don't give you the answer, but I mean in the long run it's good.
Because the tutors use the inquiry method to help students answer their own questions, other students can also help their peers using the inquiry process.
No, why would it be 8? 8's right there.
Here's right?
Yeah.
How can I say to be last?
It helped me a lot. Like I came in kind of like thinking about it like, oh great, like an extra time I can like shove my work into and like not do homework at home and come here and like do it. But then like I really like did step up and it made me like do extra work, and it really helps you like learn more. Like tutors really help you, and they like you like comprehend the like questions and your homework and everything you learn, and it gets into your head better. And it really does help me.
To encourage a college-going culture, the AVID program challenges students to take more rigorous courses, explore classes that could lead to a future career, and prepare for the college application process.
It takes kids who historically might not have attended a college and really gives them the skills and the motivation to want to succeed. Now most of these kids are thinking about where they're going to go to college, not if they're going to go to college.
Guidance counselor Lisa Genovese and college counselor Pat Tamborello recently visited Ms. Hanold's 10th grade AVID class to talk to the students about what colleges want to see in the students they're admitting to their schools.
If you wrote the essay of the year, the one that was passed around the office, move up 2 spaces.
Well, good job, Liz.
I figured just college looked at your grades and your GPA and then your SAT, but it really helped me understand what college looked for, and that's one of the bigger things, but it's not the main thing. And the way you are as a person and the things that you do in your community and your school really help with getting into colleges and having colleges look at you. And it's not just you're book smart, it's everything else.
Students in the AVID program at Plymouth White Marsh High School have also teamed up with Ceridian, an international corporation based in Plymouth Meeting, to get a better idea of what is involved in the 21st century workplace. The company also funded the purchase of laptops and additional teacher training for the AVID program.
Part of it is about having a commitment to the community, and that is the primary reason for doing that. You know, being a good corporate citizen, all of our employees are in this area, so it's not just about the company itself, it's also about the employees. And really, part of it is also being able to think about the future and attract and retain great talent like you have here at Plymouth White Marsh, and especially in the AVID program. So we hope to create a relationship with you and with the students ongoing so that we can do things that are mutually beneficial to each other and create that connection and that commitment, not only for our current employees' sake, but for our future as well.
With new study and organizational skills and a new support system in place, AVID students saw improved performance in the classroom, and almost 90% enrolled in more rigorous honors and advanced placement level classes in the fall.
An AVID student is someone that is determined to do their work and get better grades.
It's kind of a student that other students can look up to, like they do their work and they have it on time, and
They have higher classes like honors and AP.
Someone who's determined to do good and always tries their best to get good grades and do everything they can.
An AVID student is a student that everyone's supposed to sort of look up to. You're supposed to be like ahead of your game, on top of things that you need to do in school.
I would say advanced because they're not supposed to be everyday kids who don't care about what they're doing. They're supposed to be the kids who try their hardest and have the best grades.
An AVID student is somebody who's, I guess they call it the model student, they want to say. They like try their hardest in school and they just do their best. It's like a Boy Scout.
To me, an AVID student is someone that has determination to do their work and someone that has the potential to be successful.
We're supposed to be the ones that have good grades, that can be organized and do well in our classes. So when we're doing good, then other people see us and then they do good. So we're basically role models.
With the success of the AVID program in its first year, the Colonial School District moved quickly to expand the program for 2008-2009. The Colonial Middle School and Plymouth White Marsh High School more than doubled the number of students enrolled in the elective class to include more than 80 students in grades 8 through 11. Even though only 4 teachers actually teach the AVID elective, more than 30 teachers, counselors, and administrators have been trained in the AVID program and use AVID's organizational and teaching strategies with students throughout the building. At Colonial Middle School, all students are encouraged to use AVID's SLANT approach, which stands for sit up, lean forward, ask questions, nod your head, and talk to your teacher. At the high school, all 9th grade students have special colored binders for each block to help keep them organized.
All of us need organization, whether it be students or adults or teachers or administrators. We all need to be organized, and I think that's one of the biggest parts of AVID is to help the students get organized and also help them to become more successful students through organization and just a better process of becoming a student.
Even something as simple as how the students take notes can be helpful outside of the AVID classroom. During the summer of 2008, the 9th grade teaching team at Plymouth White Marsh High School took part in an in-service about Cornell note-taking.
So Cornell sort of lays the groundwork for effective note-taking and actually makes notes more useful. So students learn at the end of Cornell notes that, when they learn Cornell notes, that Cornell notes are not just something you do in the class, but it becomes homework and it becomes an excellent study tool as well.
With Cornell Notes, the students write down important points and have room in the margins for leveled questions about the material. During the in-service, some of the teachers pointed out how they adapted the Cornell note paper layout to work in different classes.
And a lot of my math AVID students like this because they can put their diagrams on there without the lines getting in the way.
The Cornell Notes are organized so students can use them to study more effectively.
Okay, so during class, students are doing this. The end of the class, or at the end of the movie, or the end of the lecture, you have 5 minutes. Class, what I want you to do now is go on the left-hand side, and I want you to categorize it. You can give topics, or preferred topics and questions. Okay? Questions so that the answer on the right side, all right, that is the answer on the right side, all right? And there you go is the perfect study guide when it comes time for a test, right? Fold it over. You don't need flashcards, okay? You don't need flashcards anymore. What's the answer to this? Here it is.
I don't teach AVID, but last year, for example, I had probably 4 or 5 AVID students scattered in my classrooms. All of the AVID teachers are not the only ones that are teaching AVID students. All of us have some AVID students in our class. And I think really the ideas for AVID are not just good for AVID students, but good for all students. And you find that true in most best practices. Whatever's good for students with a certain special need is probably good for all students. So I think that just makes it more practical.
The AVID strategy that helped me the most was Cornell Notes because it keeps my thoughts organized and it's easy to get to what I'm looking for instead of just scrambling through a whole bunch of notes instead of the stuff I just really need to know for that day.
How do you actually study better and use it effectively?
The tutors that we have come in twice a week because while we still have Miss Slattery teaching us, we'll have the 2 college students come in teaching us as well.
Just being more like active in the classroom and volunteering.
She makes us take notes like 5 a weekend for every class and on stuff that I wouldn't take notes on usually.
We have to have all subjects in one binder, and it makes that easier because you're organized and you can always go to one thing at a time and you don't have to go to your locker.
Cornell notes, because like we have to make questions and stuff, and once we make the questions, like we have to remember the information that we're making the questions on, and then you have to have the answers and stuff.
Active listening, I would say, because I sometimes just like look at the teacher, I'm not listening to what they're saying, but now she's taught me how to active listen.
The assignment log, where we have to write like what we turned in and things that we have to do, because it kind of keeps you on top of everything. Like it gives you a list of everything that you have to do, and then as you get it done, you can check them off, and this way you know you've done them, and so you're not waiting until the last minute to do everything.
Organization, definitely organization, because I always know what my papers are now, like all the time, and I could always look back to them to study and for tests and stuff.
My posture, because certain teachers, they don't like students who like slouch in their seats and don't really pay attention. So the whole thing with paying attention and note taking, of course.
In addition to giving the students tools that help them approach the classroom differently, AVID also encourages teachers to adapt a different approach to classroom lessons. Plymouth Whitemarsh High School students in Mrs. Wistrich's science class reviewed the content related to various states of matter using rather unconventional review techniques. In science class, their opening activity involved writing a haiku, followed by a conventional lesson. Their closing activity challenged the students to create a 3-panel comic strip.
It's more fun for us because we get to draw and show our emotions, and it actually helps us as a study tool so we can learn from one phase to the next what the concept is being given.
I want you to write the haiku so that you're not giving away that it's a solid, liquid, or gas. So here's my first example for you. I want you to guess what it is by raising your hand, and I'll call on you. Definite shape, volume. Particles are together forever and ever. Anthony. Solid, good. So it is a solid. Let's try another one. Give me another example.
With the haiku, the students had to select the key details of the material in order to communicate the idea of a solid, liquid, or gas within the limitations of a short 17-syllable poem.
It says definite volume, it has a definite shape, and they vibrate in place.
So what do you think it is?
I said it's a solid, and I said it's a solid because when the particles are too close in a solid, they vibrate, and it always has a definite shape.
Yeah, great answer. Good.
Through the comic strip, the